this is your Diva Star and welcome back to my channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do click the subscribe button and also hit the notification bell. And don't forget to please like, share, and comment. So as we've all known, we've been under quarantine for more than 100 days. One part of my life that was gravely affected were actually my travel plans for this year. Unfortunately, I rescheduled and rebooked all my flights to next year. But anyway, things happen, and what's more important is that we're all safe and healthy. I've thought of coming up with this vlog episode as a refresher for those travel addicts, and at the same time for those millennials, the young ones who would dream to travel the world after this pandemic. So this episode is for you. My number one tip is very simple. You have to identify the city or country of your travel destination. Why is that? Because all of your other preparations would certainly revolve with this number one tip. Also, you have to check and make sure if this country would require a visa, so that you'll be able to prepare in advance all the documents, all the forms that you need to fill up and submit it to an accredited agency. But that would be for another vlog episode. My tip number 2 is for you to basically plan as to the number of days you intend to travel, and at the same time you have to know the weather or the season of that country during that time. That's very, very important because of course you need to determine the number of days so you can plan your vacation leaves and file it to your offices. But at the same time, it's important to know the season. Unlike here in the Philippines, we only have 2 seasons. We have summer and we have the rainy days or rainy season. But in other countries, let's say Japan, they have spring, they have summer, they have autumn and winter. So it's very, very important that you are prepared. And other apps right now are very, very helpful, like AccuWeather. They can give you a glimpse. Let's say you're traveling for 7 days. They can give you an overview as to what would be the temperature like during the daytime and evening. When I was in Europe in 2016, I planned to visit Paris 3rd week of September, but when my tita checked AccuWeather, it says that it's going to be rainy that week. So that was very helpful because I was able to adjust my schedule. So instead of going to Paris that week, we moved it a week after. So I made a biglaan na plano. I went to Amsterdam instead and met my friend Omar. So, so it's very, very helpful that you know this tip number 2. Tip number 3, so you already know the city or country of destination. You already know the number of days and what will be the temperature in that country during your visit. My next tip for you is now to plan or finalize your itinerary. So this is the fun part. So most especially if you're traveling with a group of friends or family members, then it's fun to draft the itinerary. But based on my experience, of course, in a group of friends, there's always this 1 or 2 friends of yours that are really, really OC in terms of preparing itinerary, and they're very knowledgeable about it. So all you need to do is just to attend the meeting, group meetings, and you brainstorm. Then if you have a suggestion, then do it. And you can come up with a plan and finalize it later on. That's what we did during our Korea trip and Japan trip with my 2 groups of friends. So it's very, very exciting. At the same time, when you plan your itinerary, you're able to identify which tourist spots would require a ticket or entrance fee. So that's very helpful so that you could actually book your tickets in advance. So you can book it online, let's say via Klook. Then sometimes the price is lower when you book it in advance. But just another tip, make sure to read the fine prints in the tickets, because when we went to Tokyo Disney Sea, we were so tired the night before, so we overslept for an hour. Then we arrived there around 11 in the morning. We didn't read that the cut-off time for the claiming of tickets was actually 10 in the morning. So sad. So what we did, we purchased another set of new tickets. So sayang yung what we could have saved by booking it in advance. So that's just an additional tip. My next tip is very, very important. You have to pack wisely. Yan, super important yan. Most especially that airlines would have limit to the luggages that you can check in. Normally, it's 20 kilos or 15 kilos for local travels. But for international, it's 20 to 30 kilos. So, like me, I tend to pack a lot of things. But through the years, I've learned to pack wisely. So, of course, you have to pack your essentials, the basic outfits that you need. So, syempre, pag papunta ka pa lang, I would expect that your luggage would only weigh way lesser than 20 kilos kasi wala ka pang na-shopping noon, wala pa yung mga pasalubong. So you have to allot a certain portion of that doon sa iyong luggage allowance. So, kung 20 kilos siya, so pagpunta mo, siguro nasa 15 lang or 12 kilos, then what we do based on our experience, kasi for other countries, napakamahal. You even have to purchase water. Diba? So what we do, my friends, would actually bring mineral waters and other snacks since magaan pa yung aming luggage pag paalis ng Philippines. Diba? Then after that, these items naman are consumable. Then after, we can replace it now with the stuff like the shopping, the pasalubong and stuff. So that's it. Tip number 5. So basically, you already identify the country that you're visiting. You know the temperature and weather. You plan the number of days of your travel duration. You have your itinerary. So the most fun part is preparing your OOTD or outfit of the day or OOTN or outfit of the night. So it's very important. So since you have your itinerary, you can already plan. So what will I wear for day number 1, day number 2, so on and so forth. That would save you a lot of time because let's face it, based on my experience, once you're already there, it tends to be very busy and chaotic fun. So to save you a lot of time and para less stressful for you, plan it in advance. So I have a tip also. When you start packing your stuff, then put your day number 1 outfit on top of the luggage. Then outfit for day number 2 and so on and so forth. So it's easier for you to get your stuff as the days go by. At the same time, meron akong tinatawag na EOOTD or EOOTN. That's emergency outfit of the day or emergency outfit of the night. Because let's say by accident you spill coffee on your top, so at least, or if you have a wardrobe malfunction, at least you have an extra outfit with you. So that would save you time and at least you wouldn't be worrying too much. So tip number 6, it's also as equally as important as your OOTDs and OOTN. You have to make sure that you have a separate bag, at least a small bag for your toiletries, wherein you can put in your toothbrush, your toothpaste, your mouthwash, dental floss, little soap, scrunchies, etc. So it's very important. Even though the hotels provide those stuff, I'm pretty sure that most of us would want to have our personal items with us. So make sure to pack it with you. For those frequent travelers like me, I already have this bag ready. So that at least I wouldn't need to get my toothbrush, my toothpaste. So I have an extra set that's dedicated for my travel. Then another thing is also bring with you the basic medicines for headaches, let's say Biogesic, diba? Paracetamol. So those stuff, it's very, very important when traveling. So that's tip number 6. Okay, my next tip for you is to make sure that you have your tickets ready and visa, which is of course normally inside naman your passport. But for the tickets, make sure that you have a printed copy of it, or if not, make sure that it's actually saved in your cell phones.
Saved in your cell phones.
So that's very, very important. So that less hassle once you enter na the airport. Okay? Alright, my next tip is for you to do your online check-in. So it's better or it's best that you actually check in na at least 24 hours before your flight. That's already allowed. So instead of queuing the line doon sa mga hindi pa nakapag online check-in, which is more hassle actually. So it would save you more time if you actually do your online check-in. Then at least also you can choose where to sit if there's still an availability or chance for you to choose where to sit. So it's still better to do an online check-in. All right, so my next tip, I could totally relate to this. Your travel tax payment. So I would highly suggest that you prepare an exact amount or your money to pay for the travel tax. Normally it's around 1,650 if I'm not mistaken. Or it's best that when you purchase your ticket, you already include your payment for the travel tax, so there's no hassle. Because if you haven't paid it yet, once you're in the check-in counter, the officer would still ask you to go to the travel tax payment counter. So it's still, kahit pa paano hassle pa rin siya. So if that would be the case, at least prepare na your paper bills or your money, so less hassle pa din. Okay? Yes, my next tip is very simple but very helpful. This one. Make sure to bring a pen with you at any given time. It's important. The immigration counters would always have ball pens available, but sometimes it's too crowded that you have to wait for your turn to fill up your immigration forms and all those stuff. So at least prepare or bring with you a ball pen. Believe me, it's very, very helpful. All right, my number 11 preparation tip for you is to get enough sleep, a day before your actual travel date. It's very important that you have enough rest and you're also properly hydrated when traveling. I could somehow relate to this. It's a problem for me because normally if I travel, my flight is always in the morning. Then I have to work until late night. So at that time, I'm already tired and exhausted and I have to plan all my stuff, pack all my things. So sometimes I wouldn't sleep anymore because I'm afraid to sleep too long and I might miss my flight. So I would always have that mindset that I would just sleep in the airplane. But it's not advisable. I would still highly recommend that you get enough sleep before your flight. Iba pa din ang feeling. And my number 12 tip, okay, you have to be in the airport at least 3 hours or 2 hours before your flight schedule. So take it seriously. I have friends who've missed their flight, unfortunately, and they have to buy a new ticket or they've missed the travel. So you have to be very, very mindful of this. So at least allot 2 to 3 hours. Consider the traffic going to the airport, most especially if you're living far. Like me, I live in Quezon City. Good thing most of my flights are in the early morning, so there's no traffic. So I can leave the house at least an hour before, the time. So make sure that you're in the airport 2 to 3 hours. So in the event that, let's say, the flight was moved to an earlier time, so mas okay yun if you're there, di ba? So, and at the same time, marami namang magagawa sa airport. There's a lot to see in the airport. And if you're with a group of friends or family, then I don't think that you would worry about waiting too long. Yes, so that's about it. But I have a bonus tip for you guys. It's my tip number 13. Well, don't forget to enjoy. Enjoy the experience, enjoy the traveling, and enjoy the travel preparations. It's very, very important because it's once in a lifetime opportunity and that moment would not happen again. So each travel adventure is different from the other. I know that nowadays we're not able to travel and that where most of us are staying at home. I hope that we're all safe and healthy, and at the same time, I hope that we have a positive mind and a positive heart. I know that this will be over soon and that we'll be able to explore again and enjoy the adventure of traveling. But wherever we are, like what this book says, let's make today an adventure kind of day. So regardless if you're at home, you could always make your own adventure, diba? And just, gather your strength and your energy for the next travel adventure. So that's about it, guys. I want to hear from you. Let me know your next travel plans or where you want to go. And if you want me to cover or you want me to discuss or vlog other topics related to this episode, just let me know and I'll be very happy to do it for you. So until my next vlog episode, stars, and have a great day.